Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in life when you must face a difficult reality. Not everyone around you is for you. Some people are not just bad influences. They are sent to destroy, manipulate, and hinder your progress. Recognizing the hidden threat in your life is one of the most critical steps toward protecting your destiny, your peace, and your purpose. The truth is, not everyone around you is meant to help you grow. Some people are assigned to hinder, delay, or even destroy your progress. They may not announce their intentions openly, and in many cases, they may not even be aware of the harm they are causing. However, their presence in your life creates unnecessary struggles, confusion, and emotional distress. If you do not recognize these individuals in time, they can become the reason you miss out on opportunities, lose your joy, or even stray from the path that God has planned for you. Evil people do not always appear as enemies. In fact, some of them come disguised as friends, mentors, colleagues, or even family members. They may offer kindness at first, appear supportive, and even make you feel special. But over time, you begin to notice something is off. Their words may sound good, but their actions tell a different story. They subtly undermine your confidence, question your decisions, and create doubts in your mind about your own worth. They drain your energy, and before you realize it, you are emotionally exhausted, spiritually weakened, and mentally overwhelmed. The danger of an evil person lies in their ability to manipulate your emotions. They will often gain your trust before they betray it. They will present themselves as someone who understands you, only to use that understanding against you. They will make you feel guilty for choosing yourself, for setting boundaries, or for refusing to be controlled. Many people stay in toxic relationships, whether personal or professional, simply because they cannot recognize the signs early enough. By the time they realize the damage being done, they have already lost time, energy, and sometimes even opportunities that were meant to take them forward. Recognizing the hidden threat is about sharpening your discernment. It is about being able to see past flattery, fake loyalty, and deceptive kindness. It requires you to trust the patterns you see rather than the words you hear. If someone consistently brings confusion, conflict, or discouragement into your life, that is not a coincidence. It is a warning sign. If someone always takes but never gives, drains your energy but never refills it, and keeps you in a cycle of guilt and self-doubt, they are not meant to walk with you into your destiny. Many people wonder why they feel stuck in life, unable to progress despite their best efforts. The answer often lies in the people they allow into their inner circle. You cannot reach your full potential if you are surrounded by those who secretly wish for your failure, or those who rejoice in your struggles. Recognizing the hidden threat is not about living in fear or becoming suspicious of everyone. It is about walking in wisdom. It is about choosing your relationships carefully, aligning yourself with those who uplift you, and removing those who are sent to derail you. The power of discernment is one of the most valuable gifts a person can develop, especially when it comes to identifying the people who influence their life. Not everyone around you is meant to be in your inner circle. Some individuals bring wisdom, encouragement, and strength, while others bring confusion, negativity, and spiritual drain. The ability to recognize the difference between the two can mean the difference between success and failure, peace and turmoil, growth and stagnation. Discernment is more than just intuition. It is a deep awareness that comes from observing patterns, listening to your spirit, and understanding the motives behind people's actions. Evil people rarely announce themselves as harmful. They do not wear signs that say, "I am here to destroy your peace." Instead, they come in the form of trusted friends, family members, or even spiritual advisors. They may speak well, offer help, or appear supportive, but over time, their true nature begins to reveal itself. Without discernment, it is easy to overlook the subtle red flags and become entangled in relationships that were never meant to be part of your destiny. One of the biggest mistakes people make is ignoring what they feel in their spirit about someone because they want to see the good in them. While having a compassionate heart is important, it should never come at the expense of your own well-being. Discernment helps you see beyond words and actions to recognize a person's true intentions. A person may say they love you, but do their actions reflect real love? Someone may call themselves your friend, but do they celebrate your successes or secretly envy you? Discernment forces you to answer these difficult questions and act accordingly. Evil people often operate through manipulation, deception, and emotional control. They know how to twist situations to make themselves look innocent while making you feel guilty. They can drain your confidence and make you question your decisions, all while appearing supportive. Without discernment, it is easy to become trapped in a toxic cycle where you constantly feel the need to explain yourself, seek approval, or apologize for things you never did wrong. A lack of discernment can cause you to waste years of your life connected to people who do not have your best interests at heart. It can lead you to trust the wrong voices, follow misleading advice, and miss opportunities that were meant for you. Developing discernment requires wisdom, self-awareness, and the courage to trust what you see rather than what you want to believe. It means paying attention to patterns rather than promises. A person may say all the right things, but if their presence in your life constantly brings stress, fear, or confusion, that is a sign you cannot ignore. The power of discernment is a shield that protects you from being deceived, used, or manipulated. It gives you clarity in relationships and allows you to walk confidently toward your purpose. Without it, you risk allowing the wrong people to shape your destiny. With it, you can make the right decisions, align with the right people, and walk in the freedom that was always meant for you. The deceptive nature of evil is one of the greatest challenges people face in life. Evil does not always present itself as something obvious. It rarely comes in a form that immediately warns you of danger. Instead, it disguises itself in ways that are attractive, familiar, and even comforting. This is why so many people fall victim to toxic relationships, manipulative friendships, and destructive influences without realizing it until the damage has already been done. The most dangerous people in your life are not the ones who openly oppose you. They are the ones who pretend to be on your side while secretly working against you. Evil people do not appear as enemies. In fact, many of them are experts at pretending to be your greatest supporters. They will smile in your face, encourage you when necessary, and even offer help when it benefits them. However, their true nature is revealed over time, not in their words, but in their actions. They may give you advice that seems wise, but in reality, it leads you away from your purpose. They may celebrate you publicly while secretly hoping for your downfall. Their deception is not always loud or aggressive. It is often subtle, appearing in small betrayals, passive-aggressive comments, and manipulative behaviors that wear you down over time. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that evil always looks evil. This is why so many people stay in relationships with those who manipulate them. They excuse toxic behavior because they believe the person has good intentions. But the truth is, intentions do not matter when actions cause harm. An evil person can use words to convince you that they mean well, while continuing to hurt, deceive, and control you. This is why discernment is so important. If you only judge people based on what they say, you will miss the reality of who they truly are. The deceptive nature of evil is designed to make you doubt yourself. Manipulative people want you to question your instincts, ignore your boundaries, and second-guess what you know is true. They do this by shifting blame, making you feel guilty for speaking up, and convincing you that you are the problem. They create confusion in your mind so that you begin to rely on them instead of trusting your own judgment. The longer you allow them to remain in your life, the harder it becomes to break free. Recognizing deception requires you to trust what you see, not just what you hear. It requires you to pay attention to patterns, not promises. No matter how much someone says they care about you, if their actions continually bring harm, stress, and chaos into your life, you must acknowledge the truth. Evil thrives in hidden places, but once it is exposed, you have the power to remove it. The greatest danger is not the enemy you can see. It is the one standing beside you, pretending to be a friend. The moment you accept this truth, you will begin to see people for who they really are, not who they pretend to be. Emotional and spiritual drain is one of the most dangerous effects of having an evil person in your life. These individuals do not just take from you physically or materially, they rob you of your peace, energy, faith, and clarity. The impact they have is often so gradual that you may not even realize what is happening until you find yourself exhausted, confused, and disconnected from your true self. When someone is constantly draining you, it is a sign that they are not adding value to your life. Instead, they are slowly pulling you away from your purpose, your joy, and even your relationship with God. One of the clearest signs that you are dealing with an evil person is that after interacting with them, you always feel worse instead of better. You feel emotionally heavy, as if a weight has been placed on your shoulders. This is not a coincidence. Evil people thrive on controlling others, and one of the ways they do this is by keeping you in a weakened state. When you are drained, you do not have the strength to fight back, to set boundaries, or to recognize the damage they are causing. They will consume your time, demand your attention, and make their problems your responsibility, all while offering nothing in return. Over time, this takes a toll on your mental, emotional, and even spiritual health. Spiritually, these individuals act as a barrier between you and God. They distract you from prayer, fill your mind with doubt, and keep you focused on the wrong things. You may find that when they are around, you struggle to hear God's voice. your passion for spiritual growth fades, or you constantly feel disconnected from his presence. This is because evil people do not want you to operate in clarity and strength. They want to keep you in a cycle of weakness and confusion. They may not even realize they are being used as a tool of distraction, but the effect they have on your life is undeniable. An emotionally and spiritually draining person will always make everything about them. They will use manipulation, guilt, and even fake affection to keep you engaged. You may feel obligated to constantly be there for them, to listen to their endless problems, or to help them fix situations that they created for themselves. And yet, no matter how much you give, they will never be satisfied. Their needs will always increase, and your energy will continue to decrease. If you find yourself constantly tired, anxious, or spiritually distant after being around someone, you need to ask yourself, is this relationship healthy? Do they uplift me, or do they leave me feeling depleted? The longer you allow these people to remain in your life, the more they will drain you of your joy, your motivation, and your ability to move forward. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is necessary. You cannot fulfill your purpose if you are constantly drained by people who were never meant to walk with you in the first place. Signs never lie. No matter how much a person tries to hide their true nature, their actions will eventually reveal who they really are. The problem is that many people ignore the signs because they do not want to believe the truth. They make excuses, justify bad behavior, and convince themselves that things will change. But the reality is, patterns never lie. A person's words may deceive you for a while, but their consistent actions will always tell you the truth. Recognizing the signs of an evil person in your life is crucial because it allows you to make decisions that protect your peace, your future, and your destiny. The mistake many people make is thinking that evil will announce itself in obvious ways. They expect a warning, a dramatic betrayal, or an unmistakable act of harm. But more often than not, evil people operate in subtle, manipulative, and deceptive ways. They do not always harm you directly. Instead, they create an environment of confusion, doubt, and emotional exhaustion. They plant seeds of insecurity, discourage your dreams, and make you feel guilty for prioritizing your well-being. One of the biggest challenges in recognizing these signs is that evil people do not always appear evil. They can be charming, kind, and even generous when it serves their agenda. This is why many people struggle to walk away from toxic relationships. They hold on to the good moments and ignore the patterns of manipulation, betrayal, and emotional abuse. But the truth is, one act of kindness does not erase a pattern of harm. If someone's presence in your life constantly brings stress, confusion, or emotional pain, that is a sign you cannot ignore. Signs also reveal themselves in how you feel when you are around certain people. Pay attention to your emotions. Do you feel uplifted and encouraged after spending time with them, or do you feel drained, anxious, and doubtful? Do they celebrate your success, or do they subtly undermine your confidence? Do they speak life into your future, or do they always seem to focus on negativity and discouragement? Your emotions are not random. They are signals trying to warn you about the influence of certain people. Another undeniable sign is how a person responds when you set boundaries. Evil people hate boundaries. They want full access to your time, your energy, and your emotions. The moment you try to distance yourself or stand up for yourself, they will either manipulate you into feeling guilty or lash out in anger. A healthy person respects boundaries. An evil person sees them as a threat to their control. Ignoring the signs will always lead to unnecessary pain. The longer you tolerate toxic behavior, the harder it becomes to walk away. But when you choose to acknowledge the truth and act on it, you take back control of your life. You cannot change an evil person, but you can change how much access they have to you. Signs never lie. Pay attention, trust what you see, and protect your peace. Letting go of toxic people is one of the most difficult yet necessary decisions you will ever make. Many people hold on to harmful relationships because of guilt, fear, or emotional attachment. They convince themselves that things will get better, that the person will change, or that they must endure the pain for the sake of love, loyalty, or duty. But the truth is, not everyone is meant to stay in your life. Some people are only meant to be in your story for a season, and if you keep them beyond their time, they will only bring pain, delay, and destruction. Walking away from an evil person does not mean you hate them. It means you love yourself enough to protect your peace, your purpose, and your well-being. It is about recognizing that you cannot change someone who does not want to change. No amount of kindness, patience, or forgiveness can transform a person who is committed to being manipulative, deceitful, or controlling. Some people thrive on chaos. They do not want healing. They want to continue using, draining, and damaging others to maintain their sense of control. The longer you allow them access to your life, the harder it becomes to break free. One of the biggest barriers to letting go is the fear of being alone. Many people remain in toxic relationships simply because they do not want to feel isolated. But being alone for a season is far better than staying connected to someone who is slowly destroying your joy and peace. Loneliness can be temporary, but the damage of a toxic relationship can last a lifetime. When you remove the wrong people from your life, you make space for the right people to enter. You free yourself to receive the blessings, opportunities, and relationships that God has prepared for you. Letting go also requires setting boundaries and standing firm in them. Evil people will not leave your life easily. They will try to manipulate you into staying, make you feel guilty, or even act as if they have changed just to regain control. But true change is proven over time, not through empty promises. When you decide to let go, you must be strong enough to ignore the guilt trips, reject the manipulation, and prioritize your own healing. It is not selfish to protect your peace. It is necessary for your survival. The moment you let go, you will feel a shift. At first, it may be painful because breaking emotional ties is never easy, but over time, you will feel lighter, freer, and more at peace. You will realize how much energy you wasted on people who never had your best interests at heart. You will see how much you were holding yourself back by staying connected to someone who was never meant to be part of your destiny. Letting go is not just about removing an evil person from your life. It is about reclaiming your joy, your future, and your God-given purpose. The greatest mistake you can make in life is ignoring the signs of an evil person and allowing them to remain in your inner circle. These individuals do not come with warnings. They often disguise themselves as friends, mentors, or even family members. They manipulate, deceive, and drain you emotionally, spiritually, and mentally, leaving you weak, confused, and disconnected from your true purpose. If you're not careful, they will steal your peace, delay your progress, and even sabotage your destiny. But the good news is that you have the power to recognize them and remove them. You do not have to stay trapped in toxic relationships. You do not have to keep giving your time and energy to people who only take and never give. The signs are always there. You just need the courage to acknowledge them and take action. Discernment is your greatest weapon, and once you sharpen it, you will never again allow an evil person to control or manipulate your life. Letting go of toxic people is not an act of cruelty, it is an act of self-respect. It is choosing your peace over their chaos, your growth over their stagnation, and your destiny over their distraction. It is refusing to allow anyone, no matter how close, to pull you away from the path that God has set before you. If someone constantly brings confusion, stress, and negativity into your life, do not ignore it. Do not make excuses for their behavior. Do not wait for them to change. Protect your peace. Set firm boundaries, and if necessary, walk away. The moment you remove the wrong people from your life, you make room for the right ones. You open yourself up to the relationships, opportunities, and blessings that were meant for you all along. Your life is too valuable to be wasted on those who do not have your best interests at heart. Choose wisdom, choose peace, choose your destiny. The right people will support, uplift, and encourage you. The wrong people will drain, manipulate, and hinder you. The choice is yours.